𝗕𝗫𝗬𝗬𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗫𝗀𝗕.
Roman buys.
Oh, dude.
Guys, another unboxing that Adrian is not too happy with because there's a lot of Roman buys in here. You know, I like to buy stuff by the bag. And Adrian likes to stand here, look pretty, and talk shit about the buys that Roman has done. But we do have a very special AP Perpetual calendar and a pretty special Panerai that's part of this unboxing, so stay tuned. Pretty special unboxing. Bag of stuff, some cool pieces. Very, probably say the coolest Perpetual non-skeleton.
I'd say one of the coolest.
Good things come in green boxes, I like to say. I'm gonna start with an Audemars Piguet Millenary, but a 4101.
That's a cool strap.
What's really cool about this watch is the value you get for the dollar in regards to what these are trading. Came out of the gate, they breathed, for a minute, they breathed new life to the Millenary line, which wasn't always popular, right? It was after the Edward Piguet line, I think it was the least popular, I would imagine. Or maybe, I don't know, it's a toss-up, right? Edward Piguet being the rectangular one. But when these came out, the 4101s, they did it in the stainless steel and they did it in the rose gold. I felt like new life was breathed into the line, and then I feel like AP just went and paused. And again, the Millenary popularity kind of went down, hence, you know, these things are trading where they're trading. With that said, a lot of value for your dollar and a big look. The semi-skeletonized dial, the open back, everything about this watch design-wise, internally works. The oval shape is where the issue usually comes in, but for those that want an AP that doesn't break a bank, that actually looks really good.
It's actually one of the more comfortable APs that you can
It is a very comfortable AP to wear, but nevertheless, a great watch. They still sell.
And we love skeleton dials, so.
Both the steel version and the rose gold version do sell like hotcakes. The ladies' pieces do sell well as well because they're really pretty, for the lack of a better word.
I will just follow up on that. You say that all the time, hot cakes. Thing is like I've never bought a hot cake before, and I don't think anybody standing here has either.
Hot cakes? We got the red, we got the blue. Chris, what do you got to say about that?
I honestly think the red does one on.
Man of many words.
Man of many words, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Thorne. Here, wait.
You just flip flop.
Wait.
And that's where problems start. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why the hell am I standing here?
Why? Because to look pretty, you said it. Adrian, reference number.
25860ST, also known as the first Royal Oak Chrono in production, in 39 millimeters.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thoughts on value, current market, and percentage of dip of the older stuff versus the newer stuff?
Older stuff did not take such a serious dip because they did not reach the price levels of the newer stuff, although they did go up in value alongside everything else, but it's now basically at a price point where I believe it's very healthy.
Okay, what, 30 to 35,000
yeah,
depending?
Exactly.
Okay, so my question is...
Let's see the condition of this condition report.
I guess I'm going a bit nostalgic on you right now, but when I started in the business, these were the regular AP boxes versus the ones that you see today. We had this little soft pillow.
I'm happy they went.
And hold on, and you had the papers with the window. Yeah. So it was like a harder book, and it had, oh, this came from Westtime. Wow. E-serial, so this is the earliest one. With that said, this is what this looked like, and this is actually a very complete set. Very seldomly, you know, if I watch that old, you're gonna get like the original hang tag, and guess what? You're also getting an original retail price. How much did this watch retail when it first came out of the gate, Adrian?
I'm going to say
that you were 12.
I'm going to say 12 to 17,000. I know it's a big gap.
Then I just
12 to 17,000.
$13,300. And here's the cool part: hand wrote on the tag, new $13,300, now $86.50. That's how much they were discounting these things to try to sell them when they first came out. Was not a thing. Looks like a.
I remember I had one thing, just one thing when we do unboxings. You already did it. Good. You moved out of the way. Why am I standing over here and he's standing in the middle? What's the point of being in
Because you keep
unboxing?
moving over.
Go ahead, Roman.
This is a piece I picked up yesterday that you don't know about. Bulgari, Octo, Chrono.
Listen, I really like the Octo line. I think Bulgari in general as a brand, for me, actually, they make my favorite women's jewelry, period.
They do.
Better than Harry Winston, Cartier, Van Cleef, all that stuff.
Agreed.
They make the most beautiful jewelry. And in regards to horology, they've come out with some of the coolest pieces. The Octo Finissimos, huge fan. I think they're extremely undervalued, and I think that's like the next to blow. This is really nice, but because I'm so used to the Octo Finissimos and the thin profile case, this is a little too bulky for me.
See, I actually tend to like this simply because it does add a little
It's
substantiality.
really nice black dial too, very VC-like.
And the bracelet. I love the bracelet. Obviously, the original Genta design from the Octos. People ask me for watches under $10,000, and outside of Rolex, Omega, Tudor, Bulgari Octos is actually one of the watches and one of the brands I tell people to look at. I feel like the value is there.
Listen, I honestly, for the most part, sub 15,000, I would take Bulgari over Omega and Tudor and a few other brands. I just personally do. I think it's a really good looking watch.
That's what these unboxings are about, is getting your personal opinion. Can you get out of the way for a second?
Unbelievable.
Only one Rolex in this unboxing?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, look, not just any Rolex, a black sky dweller. Let me try this. A black sky dweller. Market has stabilized in this as of about 2 months ago, would you say?
I would say, well, listen, now you have the new retail price increase, which at 3% doesn't really make a big hole in the market.
Was it 3 or 6?
I heard 3%. 3 or 4. It was weird. It was like across the board. I checked different retail prices.
Okay, so
yeah.
Different. Okay.
So there's a difference. So now look, it's a watch that has pretty much come down to a level where in new format, it's still bringing over MSRP. Used, you can find them close to MSRP, a little bit above.
Again, because of the MSRP price. Now, in a
normal
market where things, or in a market where things are going up, a price increase from the manufacturer will usually result in a slight price increase on the secondary market. Where in the case where the market is, took a dip, it's kind of funny. All that did was stabilize, fall on some of these models, because now the retail is more, so therefore you're not getting this thing at list or under list.
Look, if somebody wants to watch, it's a great time to buy now, because listen, I don't have a crystal ball and I don't like to predict things, but I really don't believe that these things are going to trade under retail price. So you would do. If you drop that, I will laugh so hard.
Why would I drop that?
I don't know.
It is kind of heavy.
Because you
I gotta be honest, it is heavy. Bell & Ross. So I'm a fan of military watches.
Yes.
Right? Be it divers, pilot,
so
etc.
Why don't we just kill two birds with one stone?
Wait. Let's get through give Bell & Ross the attention. Problem with Bell & Ross, they never really reinvented themselves. Every Bell & Ross, when you think Bell & Ross, doesn't know Bell & Ross, it looks like this. So this is a brand that you either are a fan or you are not a fan, and that's the bottom line. If you like Bell & Ross, if you like what they stand for, aviation watches, etc., pretty much any combination will do. The blue dial on this watch is amazing. Match the blue strap, but again, it's a watch that we sell. There's a Bell & Ross customer.
Yes.
I've yet to see.
Hence, they still exist.
I've yet to see.
So people still buy their watches.
Wow, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, look at that.
There was the one watch that when they had their moment, the one watch that everybody wanted was the Radar. It was sort of, it had that half red sonar.
And the BRO, I think it was the skull.
The skull.
The RO5 is actually a pretty popular one too. The kind of Explorer-esque square watch.
And they just did a thing with Elaine Silberstein, where they did a collaboration with Elaine Silberstein, where the guy that made those crazy cuckoo clocks and the crazy watches. They just did a collab with them, actually.
How does that come about? Are they sit in Geneva one day and they're just sbored and they go to dinner, they get drunk and they come up with an idea?
And here we have what we like to call the Bell & Ross Coke.
You bought another one.
Another one.
Bell & Ross.
Bell & Ross Coke. Now, this is, again, I've said it numerous times, companies do bite off of each other, and that's what this is. And again, for the money that you're spending on this versus an actual Rolex Coke, again, if you're a Bell & Ross fan, you will buy this watch. If you're not a Bell & Ross fan, this is not a watch that's going to make you become a Bell & Ross fan.
No?
Would you agree?
I agree.
All right, so we talked about Bulgari. Here's another Octo. Similar to that, this is blacked out dial. Call it Phantom, I don't think that's the official name. This one is on a rubber strap, good looking watch. It sits extremely well on the wrist for a large size watch. And again, I go out there and I try to buy up these Bulgaris based on demand. It's not like they're all readily available. So, 45 million watch that sits well on the wrist at a price point, again, that's everything that's under $10,000. I will buy as many of these as I would like, as I can, I should say. My question to you is, before Adrian's time, this was a very popular watch. IWC GST Chronograph. So this is a day-date chronograph from IWC. They came in two different sizes. This is the smaller size. This is a lot more wearable than its original 45 millimeter. One of the most requested watches that I got when I was first starting out was this watch in a perpetual calendar. They did it IWC GST Perpetual, and that watch at the time was trading around 10 grand and under. So it was like a big deal, right? And again, IWC's prices tend to be a little bit cheaper. And this one just sits perfect on the wrist. It's honestly a flashback for me. And again, value watch, under 5 grand. So big name, famous model. It works. So that's I mean, it's not gonna, the whole bag is not as good as the first two that I pulled out. Just speaking of IWCs, IWC Ingenieur, iconic Gerald Genta design. Obviously, this was a later version. And again, it's the same, it carries over the same concept as the GST Perpetual, as GST Chrono that I just showed you, except this is the Ingenieur case, much larger, a bit more of a modern design, titanium, use of rubber buttons as well as the strap. Again, you still have the same day display. And again, watches that are,
Here you go.
again.
I love the fact that it's titanium too.
Yeah, it's watches that are price point from a big brand. You're starting to look disappointed. This is the UTC, and this these are actually pretty popular.
Yeah, they're cool.
These are actually pretty popular. Again, big military look in a small case, which is, if you think about it, you look at military watches.
It looks like an old school military watch.
Well, because it was.
Yeah.
So for me, it's these universal times, the various versions of it, have always sold well, because if you look at a military watch out there, any military watch from any brand, they tend to be what? Very big. This is, I can't think of another military watch in this size, unless you go really vintage, that's gonna come in this case size. And there's guys out there that can't put on that Panerai or humongous IWC Big Pilot. This was always a good option for them. What else is in here?
I like the pace from it. I like the pace.
Another Tudor. This is called, yeah, it's on here.
Black Shield.
It's the Black Shield ceramic and rubber strap.
Fastrider.
Called the Fastrider. There was a brand.
You know what it looks like? It looks like that 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝗎𝗍𝗍𝗔𝗿 from 4. Remember how many of those we had back in the day?
Someone asked a good question. AP Rolex Patek, bang one, marry one, kill one.
Oh, I'm marrying Rolex. She's way richer. I'm killing AP because they suck as a customer service. And definitely banging Patek. She's the sexiest. Easy.
Bang.
Even though
Canceling Rolex, banging AP, and marrying Patek.
I've married a richer chick.
Random ladies' watches. Oh, Rolex Cellini. Again, another one of those price point watches that Adrian is going to say, why did you buy? But in either case, look.
AK, throw on my dad's gold scale and see how much melt it is.
Guys, there's an ass, as they say, there's an ass for every seat in this industry. There's a price point for every seat in this industry. And there's a reason why there's such a slew of watches out there. But let's go to the grand finale.
You can clear that box out of the way.
Let's go to the grand, let's go to the grand finale.
All right, the grand finale. You just get that box off the table.
You're fine, honestly, we're good.
All right. Guys, so for the finale here, we have the AP China Limited Edition.
Can I take the sticker off?
No. AP China Limited. Look at this box, red lacquer box. Now, as a matter of fact, I know who the gentleman was that actually commissioned this. Right? He's actually a good friend of ours, Austen.
Austen, for Wristcheck.
Yeah, so I remember when this watch came out, he actually designed it himself. I don't remember which boutique. It might have been the Shanghai boutique.
Not the Hong Kong boutique? Well, technically,
China edition. Would be in Hong Kong. Limited to 88 pieces. Right now, it's fitted to the red strap. It comes on a titanium bracelet, red rubber strap, as well as a black leather strap with red stitching.
And it's gray, right?
In titanium.
The strap is gray?
It's like off.
It's gray.
It's black. What I love about this watch the most is I love anything black and red. I just think it works.
Okay, 𝗕𝗏𝗍𝗍.
Hence my, well, I didn't say red strap particularly, but I like black and red. Hence my new cars come in black with red calipers. Anyway, so in titanium is where they killed it because the watch is so light and so comfortable. And then as you can see here, this is the only perpetual calendar that has these red accents. The red hands, black dial, absolutely killer watch. It didn't last more than 5 minutes since it got here.
What I'll add is obviously it has all the markings of the Chinese market, Asian market, specifically Chinese market, the color red, as well as the limited edition of 88, lucky number. And again, I think that looks-wise, and here's the thing, is you can purchase a white strap to go on this, a rubber strap, you can purchase.
It has to live on that red strap.
It has to live on this red strap. And again, the fact that it's titanium also adds sort of a darker gray hue to the case of the watch versus, well, I have a stainless steel here. There we go. Versus like the stainless steel.
Not too close, not too close.
So you see, you can see the difference that titanium adds in terms of a hue of color. It is slight, but it does add a little bit of oomph to the watch itself. Much lighter, obviously, than this guy. But the dial, they killed it with the dial. The dial is very legible. You'll notice the black, or is that dark gray or black? Hold on.
It's like a dark gray.
Yeah, the sub dials are like a dark gray black, and you have the date wheel or scale on the outside that's in a darker, and the light gray dial makes it very eligible. And there's a lot of stuff that you have to fit on here if you think about a perpetual calendar, and to make it this legible, I think was also a pretty big win. Shout out to... It
sucks that you put these two perpetual calendars after Eiley asked me bang, marry, and kill, because
Now you don't want to kill AP?
It's not that I don't want to kill her. I think she's hotter. I think she's sexier. She's got more curves. She's got more lines. She's more aesthetically pleasing. But Patek is just she's got that X factor, you know?
Guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you, YouTube. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.